I'm gonna shoot it to you straight, you guys. You can't really talk about what's happening in the Reno Sparks housing market without talking about the impacts of working remote. Because as we're all aware, when COVID happened and the lockdowns began, everyone was forced to either not work or work remotely. And what that did essentially was it taught a lot of companies that people are still very productive even if they're not coming into an office. That being said, a lot of people decided during that time that they no longer wanted to be in these concrete jungles, in these super densely populated urban areas. So, a trend that was really popular then that has had kind of this huge impact in the development of our housing market is people were moving away from major cities and moving to places where they could enjoy nature but also be connected to Wi-Fi and working on their computers. Obviously, Reno was a small city. Now we're more of a medium-sized city that is on its way to becoming a greater metropolitan area. That said, we are right next door to the Tahoe Basin, and so when the pandemic happened, a lot of people from bigger cities such as the Bay Area realized that they could move here and keep their high-paying jobs from those cities, yet afford a cheaper home and cost of living here while still working there. So it's kind of put this pressure on our local housing market, right? Because it drove prices up, it drove up competition, which drives up prices. It also created this influx of people who were used to paying far more for housing and cost of living elsewhere and still making money that reflected that life, but bringing them here where they could pay less and get more and then have more to spend. I'm not going to get into my opinion about whether this is good or bad. I think overall it's just created a huge amount of development in our city. It's brought in a lot of amenities. It's also made a lot of the people who were born and raised here a little bit bitter because they are getting priced out of their home market. One positive of all of this that I will talk about is the influx of jobs that have been created here because of this. So our area is extremely well positioned for certain industries such as tech, logistics, and healthcare. We have two major highways that intersect right here. So in terms of transit and logistics, that makes it a really important hub for distribution. We have Highway 80 that runs east to west all the way across the entire country. And then we have Highway 395, which runs north to south in this whole western part of the country. So where those two meet, there are tons of warehouses, there's tons of industry, and this city as a whole, as a spin-off, has seen a lot of jobs that have come on board recently. This has created somewhat of a division of class in our city because obviously people who were born and raised here who can't keep up with the growing demand and therefore growing competition and therefore increasing cost of living are having to struggle just to get by in a place where they were born and raised, whereas people who are moving here who have deeper pockets, who have income that is reflective of the place where their offices are stationed, they are having a much easier time. They're getting a lot more for their money than they're used to, so it's creating this strange division of class here. There are still some more affordable neighborhoods. I've made videos about this, you guys. You can scroll through my channel and find that. If you are someone who's thinking about moving here from out of state, or if you are here and you're thinking about upgrading or downgrading, I am a real estate agent here. I would absolutely love to help you with that. I'll be of service to you. You can book a free, no obligation call with me. There's a link in the description box below to do that. It's just a time for us to hop on a quick call, get your questions answered, and help you devise your next and best steps for moving forward in the process. And if you haven't already, make sure you hit that like and that subscribe button. I put out new videos every single week about the Northern Nevada lifestyle, the Reno Sparks housing market, and all things having to do with buying and selling real estate. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.